Hey everyone, I am Charles.
Hi, I'm Chelsea.
We are CLSquared Productions. CLSquared Productions at gmail.com.
Yes.
See, now I'm just going to put like a butt there and you're just going to like...
We're playing with the butt.
Anyway, welcome to 10 Questions with Charles and Chelsea. That was it.
I'm tired.
Yes, we're exhausted. We're always tired.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you for tuning in to our sixth episode of this.
That was good math.
Yeah, I know. We're cray-cray. Anyway, let's get right to the questions.
Yes.
So, and if you have any questions, you can send them to CLSquaredProductions at gmail.com. Okay, so question 1. This is a funny one. So, and because it's based on one of our previous answers. I saw your opinions on the worst movie ever made and it inspired a question. If you were going to receive $20 million in funding, but you had to cast both Kevin Costner and Nicolas Cage in your project, would you do it?
Yes.
Yes, it's like Kevin Costner isn't writing it. You know, like...
Yes.
I'm sure I could figure out something for both of them to do that would be amusing.
Definitely.
You know.
I want Nick Cage to play my dad.
No.
Yeah, I almost threw up saying.
You know. But no, he'll be a vampire. That's what he'll be.
I'm a vampire!
Yes,
I'm a vampire!
exactly.
I'm a vampire!
He'll just run in the back.
His role.
He'll just run in the background of
I'm a vampire!
I'm just imagining like Sakura doing like her, you know, because Amy Jo has such gravitas to her performance and everything, and she's so intimidating, and just Nicolas Cage running back and forth in the background. And, I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! So, okay, but yeah, we can think of something for him.
We always can.
All right, number 2. Would you be cool with Julie fanfiction?
It's gonna happen. You can't really stop it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, you can. It's not like I'm gonna break your computer if you do. I
might.
You know, I just like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan fiction person.
I liked it in junior high school.
Like, I always just figure if you're gonna be that creative about something, you might as well just make your own thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's why, like, you know, people, when I've said, like, I would like to write a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and people are like, oh, you should write that. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I'm not just going to write a Nightmare on Elm Street script for myself.
No.
Like, that's silly. Like, you know, I mean, hey, if people are into fan fiction, that's cool, that's your thing, and, you know, and in a way I'd be honored by it, but it's just like, no one ever gets the voice of the characters they're writing right. And and there's so many mistakes I see in fan fiction all the time, where they'll invent a new character who's like the best friend of the established character, or they'll bring back, like, let's bring back every character I liked who died, you know, or just all that sort of stuff. And so, I mean, if you want to make it, that's fine. I just am not really gonna probably read it, and if I read it, I might not like it.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you do write it, don't ask my opinion of it, please. Question 3. You guys seem to revel in pushing the limits. Is there anything you feel would be off limits in one of your productions?
We don't really like killing animals. I hate that shit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm especially like, I mean, I'm to the point where like I have never seen Cannibal Holocaust, because, you know, I mean, I don't like seeing when animals get killed fake, but I mean, something like that where they actually kill the turtle, like I won't see the movie.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, something where animals get killed, I don't like. I saw Chernobyl. And I thought it was a brilliant show
I won't watch it. He told me not to.
Yeah, up until the one episode where, like, I was just like, I felt like this was gratuitous. And, you know, for me, that's probably crazy to say, but, like, although, I don't know, I feel like the nudity and violence and stuff in my stuff has always been really integral to the plot. I've never just stuck it in to stick it in. It's never been like, oh, here's I've never been like, here's a lady with big boobies, just to, you know, just to have that in the background or whatever.
Boobies.
But animal killing, I feel like it's really like,
no,
even if it's
no one less. No.
Even if it's like necessary to the plot, I would never show it.
Yeah.
I would never show it because it's just like I couldn't film that.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, okay. 4, Charles, your stuff seems to have a fairly cynical worldview. Can I ask if that extends to your real life worldview? As like the thing I said a couple weeks ago that I guess you're just repeating now, I kind of have a nihilistic worldview. I think that we're kind of pointless. But, we're capable of abstract thought, so while we're here, we might as well do fun stuff.
Yeah.
But, if you're asking what the meaning of life is, there is no fucking meaning. There's no point to it at all. We're penises and vaginas with legs that exist to make more penises and vaginas with legs. But while we're here, we can have fun, we can be around people, we can...
Pet all the dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Like things like that, like dogs and cats and stuff, and like, animals and everything. They bring joy to me.
They have a purpose, we don't.
Yeah, they definitely, it brings joy to me, but it's like I don't feel that like, oh my God, the world revolves around us and we have to achieve enlightenment. I don't believe in any of that.
I'm keeping my mouth shut.
It was a question for me, so not a question for Chelsea.
Yeah, it's a Charles.
Me! Anyway, but
Okay?
No. But no, it's just kind of my worldview. I said it a couple weeks ago, and I guess you wanted me to read. I don't know if you thought it was going to change in the period since I last spoke.
There's no new year, new me nonsense.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Question 5. If the makers of Mortal Kombat wanted to make Julie a guest character, would you let them? I don't see why I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think that would be really hilarious. I don't think that they will, but if they wanted to, sure. Ed Boon, give me a call. I would love that. I could think of all sorts of fun shit to have Julie do in a fighting game. My God.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But yeah. All right. 6. Speaking of video games, why do video game movies suck but superhero movies don't?
That's all debatable.
I think number 1, I would say that there's still a lot of superhero movies that do suck.
That's my point.
I would say the MCU has managed to only have one bad film.
What one was that?
Age of Ultron. I think Age of Ultron is a bad film. But I wouldn't say all superhero movies are good. I just think that Marvel has found a really good formula.
Yeah.
And they have a guy who respects the source material. That is why I think that video game movies don't work. Because you have these Hollywood executives who don't respect the source material and always feel that they know better and they have to change it. And then you also get stuff where it's like, it's a really cinematic video game, so let me make a movie of it. And it's like, well then there's no point to that.
That makes sense.
Like they've been trying to get the Uncharted movie made for like the last 9 years or some shit like that, and probably more than 9 years, and like it keeps falling apart, and it's just like, then stop, don't make it. There's no need for it.
He's very passionate about this.
There's a million things you could, if you take Uncharted and you take it away from being a video game, then you just have like a rip-off of Indiana Jones. And so there's no point in that. You take the interactive element out of it, it doesn't really work anymore. Like I know people have talked about the Metal Gear video game. I don't really have much interest in it. I mean, the Metal Gear movie, because I love the Metal Gear series. I don't really want to see a movie because I know they're going to do it wrong. And I think that's one of the big problems. And it's also, you see it in the difference between Marvel and like some of the other comic book movies that didn't work.
Yeah.
Is when they're afraid of the material, where they're like, oh, let's change, the studio executives are like, we need to change this because we know better than the creators and the fans and everything. Then you're just alienating everybody. The only people who are going to want to see it are comic book people. Yeah. And if if you change it so much that they don't recognize what they want to see, they're not going to see it. So, it's the same thing with video game movies. If you change everything, no one's going to give a shit. Closest I've ever seen to a good closest I've seen to a good video game movie was Silent Hill.
Yes, I was going to say Silent Hill.
Yeah, Silent Hill was close to one. It still had problems, but there were a lot of good things about it. And then the sequel was just bullshit.
I just watched the sequel for the first time
a week
and a half ago.
Fucking awful.
Yeah, it was horrible, but I just watched it and I sat through the whole thing like a week and a half ago.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, but so that's why I think until studios start respecting the source material, video game movies are going to continue to suck. Question 7, what are your biggest phobias? But my own opinion is I don't know what kind of weird Bond villain question that is. I'm not going to tell you what my fucking phobias are. Fuck you.
Moving on.
Question 8. Do you think violent movies influence real-life violence? I would say that people who are going to be violent anyway might have seen something and thought, okay, I'll do that. But if they hadn't seen that, they would have done something else.
Yes.
People are not going... You see, that's the thing, is I think that, sure, someone could see something... Someone who's fucked in the head could see something and then be like, okay, I'm going to do that because they had this idea in their head to do something fucked up anyway. But no one is going to be like, I am a well-adjusted, peaceful person, and then they see Clockwork Orange and then they go out and rape and murder someone. That's never going to happen.
No.
That will never, ever happen. It's people who are already predisposed to violence.
To violence, yes.
And if that didn't happen, you know, like who's the guy who fucking shot not John Lennon, Ronald Reagan for Jodie Foster? Whoever it was, he saw Taxi Driver and he was trying to impress her character for whatever reason. But a guy that fucking fucked in the head, if he hadn't seen Taxi Driver, would have seen something else.
Yeah.
That would have. Yeah, exactly. That would have or maybe he shot John Lennon. I don't know. One of the two.
I don't know.
It was very.
No.
Very fuzzy thing, but yeah. So I don't think that it influences real life violence. So question 9: besides NXT, do you watch any other wrestling federations? NWA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact, or AEW? Would you ever do a reaction video for any of their events? We went to the Ring of Honor New Japan Pro Wrestling thing at Madison Square Garden.
Yes, we did.
So, you know, we're not as into it as NXT, but we're open to anything.
Yeah.
You know, as long as it's not the fucking Dark Order, because the Dark Order fucking suck. And I know all the AEW fanboys might get upset, but they fucking suck. Anyway, question 10.
He's gonna wind up dead.
Question 10. What's your most anticipated 2020 movie? Well, what's yours?
I don't know.
Well, Frozen 2 already came out, so I know
That was my answer.
Yeah, so...
When does the Little Mermaid live-action remake come out?
They're making... Oh, that's right, they are.
Yeah, maybe that. I don't know if that comes out this year, but that'd be awesome.
For me, it's Black Widow, because I'm a big fucking nerd, and I like the MCU. So, you know, yeah, Black Widow for me.
Yeah.
There might be other things. I just, off the top of my head, it's Black Widow.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's we have very sophisticated taste.
We do.
I'm sure people were expecting us to be like, well, the next David Fincher movie or something, and it's like, no, it's
Give me
the
Disney
Little Mermaid.
princesses.
Yeah, both from Disney, by the way. Yeah.
We make horror movies.
Yes, and we.
And I have Sleeping Beauty on my socks.
Okay, now you've just gotten all the foot fetishes.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, they're
no, I don't judge.
I do.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Anyway. That's it for us.
Thank you. And if you I'm not going to say it. You don't want me to bite that.
No, I
you
don't.
Do not want me to bite that.
No, I don't.
All right, yeah, you put anything near my mouth, I will bite it.
Okay.
I'm
gonna go get the chainsaw.
Yeah, don't get ideas, kids. Anyway, so if you have any further questions for us,
CLSquaredProductions@gmail.com. I don't hear fucking great.
And yeah, so that is our thing. Tune in next week. We'll have more questions, and maybe we'll have our thing to tell us what you think should be the name of our universe, because so far we haven't liked anything.
Correct.
So, yeah. All right, kids.
Bye.
Thursday 3. Day 3 today. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let me make sure that's recording. Yes, it is. Okay. All right. Here we are. 10, 5, 4, 7, 16, 25, and 2-1.